Yeah, I thought I distinctly heard like soul, and I'm like, oh, you
I'm
know,
looking now. I'm looking
yeah,
now.
go
Okay.
check it out to see if
All
I'm,
right. You want to put money on this?
um, yeah, what the hell? I mean, we'll
How
never,
much?
I'll never pay it, but
It's okay. It's a gentleman's bet.
you know what? I'll give you one of my cups of coffee. How's that?
Okay. You just lost a cup of coffee.
There's no soul at all.
There's no soulless.
Soulless. All right,
Well, it could have rhymed, because rock and roll, one of the lines ends with rock and roll. So,
maybe.
rock and roll. I
Well,
don't know.
he was going like oh, so maybe
Right.
I picked up on a soul. All right.
That was a
Anyway,
good. That was a great rendition, by the way.
thanks. Don't quit your day job. Hey everyone.
Hey,
welcome
everyone.
welcome to another episode of Into the Music.
Of two clowns.
Two clowns. Oh boy, another episode. So with that said,
I'm here with Krusty. My name is Bozo.
Krusty, what do you got for me?
Okay. I've got, in our continuation of doing the David Bowie album, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy, Stardust, and the Spiders from Mars, we're up to the next song, which is, I think it's the fourth song on the album we're up to, which is Starman. And you're going to react to that.
I know that song. I know
okay. Well, you're going to react to it anyway because we're doing the whole album.
Right.
I want to say something. It might have been the previous song on this album or the one before that, where I mentioned that this album has 14 songs on it. It doesn't. It has 11. I think there was an extended version put out later on where they threw some other songs on there. But we're originalists here, so we will stick to how it came out originally, which is 11 songs. And this is song number 4. So Greg, give it a listen. I know you heard it before. Probably been a while, right?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
But
so give it a shot, and we'll talk about it when you come back.
All right.
Didn't know what time it was, the lights were low. I leaned back on my radio. Some cat was laying down some rock and roll, not a soul he said. Then the loud sound, it seemed to fade. Came back like a slow voice on a wave of fate. That weren't no DJ, that was hazy cosmic jive. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie. Look out your window, I can see his light. If we can sparkle, he may land tonight. Don't tell your papa, or he'll get us locked up in fights. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows
Hey, I'm back. I'm back from listening to
Sure
Starman.
are, man.
Yeah, so you know, I can't actually say that Starman's what one of those classic rock songs, whatever like that I've like listened to thousands of times. No, not this song, but it is
Right,
definitely.
especially when you think about Bowie's whole catalog, right?
Yeah. There's other songs that, stations over around here at least, always gravitate to all the time. But that said, you'll hear this every once in a while. But I could probably listen to it another thousand times.
Mhm.
It's just timeless. It's it still has its polish. It still has its vibe, its groove, its charm, its everything. There's it just listening to that song,
Yes,
it put
yes.
me right in,
It's
and
still it's still fresh,
it's
right?
so fresh. Concisely one word, fresh. Throw all those other words I just said out. It's fresh. It's just um it just instantaneously just right on the vibe, and it's such a
Yeah, it's a catchy song.
it's such an innovative, it's catchy. I think almost every song on that album so far has been, and the few that
Mhm.
I knew, including this one, just at that time, he was just coming up with something just completely different, than you ever heard before. I mean, again, like this is another one where before this song, like what other songs were, up until 1970, what, three? This was
This
that like
72, 72.
that sounded like this particular song.
Well, now I don't wish I was older, but I wish I had already been listening to rock music when this was just coming out as new. Because this came out in 72. I wasn't even aware of this album until maybe 79.
Yeah.
Somebody recommended it to me and I was blown away by it. And so I don't really have something to compare it to except for in retrospect, right? But yeah, I would imagine this kind of blew the socks off of some people. And
Yeah.
this was really, he had like Space Oddity and he had some other stuff that made him fairly popular. But I think this was really the breakthrough album of his.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
One thing about this song is that this was the first one put out as a single from this album. So
Okay. Okay.
apparently, whoever was promoting the album thought, "Hey, there's something catchy in this song," and there definitely was. And what's really prominent in this song too is you mentioned this for the previous songs we heard so far from this album,
Right.
where there's kind of like a combination of acoustic and electric
Yeah.
that comes out, like kind of like the as prominent as the electric guitar and so on is in these songs so far. The acoustic guitar is right up there with it. Not that they're competing, but they're
Right.
both adding so much to the song. And
Yeah.
it's just so smooth. The recording of this, I don't even think this version that we just listened to is a remastered version, but it had just such crystal clear sound to it.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the actual. Sometimes they'll say HD or
Yeah.
remastered, and I
Well,
wasn't looking.
usually I usually judge that quality by how an acoustic guitar sounds. Yeah,
Yeah, that and the
to me,
bass.
I would notice it more. I would notice if it was not, if it was a subpar recording. I would personally notice it on an acoustic guitar
That makes sense.
more than other instruments.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how you brought up. You cited what I had mentioned in a couple of the videos in the past about that sort of particular Bowie trademark sound, especially in this album. I think some other songs too around that time with that, again, the acoustic, electric, even the drum. I think even on this one, I think it's even more so the acoustic and the drum. It was almost like, simultaneously just this real kind of, again, blending into like one instrument. Just a lot of good sounds, a lot of.
Mhm.
I love the
Yeah,
vibe. The whole melody is so unique and interesting. You know, jing, da, 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 da.
yeah.
Just a
Melodically, it was really
spacing,
good.
just a
Yes.
spacing of
Right.
those. It just, yeah. I'm always interested in the uh how a song comes together. There's a word that, with kind of describes everything coming together. But um and I die to find out like what the demo was. What was the initial, hey, producer, check out this song. Hey, band, check out this song. What do you
Right.
think? And how did it come out? Did it come out like that?
Yeah.
Or was it something that was tinkered and they kind of stretched out the words out a little bit,
Yeah,
and
that's like I like to watch some of these
yeah,
documentaries about the making of some album.
yeah, yeah.
I wonder if they have something on this.
Because if this just came out of his head, almost all of this intact, even 90%, 75% even, it's just
I'd
he
have
was
to
such a
call,
genius. He really
I would
was.
have to call. Did you just use the word genius?
Oh yeah, Bowie.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was just about to say, yeah, I'd have to categorize him as a musical genius.
and I don't throw that
Well,
around
let me say an artistic
lightly. I really
genius.
don't.
I'll call it
Artistic.
an artistic genius because I've seen some of his paintings and they're damn good. And of course,
Wow.
he's theatrical too. So he's all around
Yeah,
with
creative.
that.
Yeah, just a creative genius. Yeah. So yeah, but this
Kind of
so
a
good.
Renaissance man when it comes to the arts.
And that was so talk about the song as far as okay, so we know it's a concept album, right? So we went into that in detail, and
Right. Right.
folks, you have to
Well,
look at all the other
this is
episodes.
like apparently the Starman is Ziggy Stardust, right?
Right.
So they're picking up some kind of signal from him, right?
Yeah.
Through the radio or whatever. It says you may pick him up on channel 2, so he might be on TV too. So
Right.
apparently he's arriving on Earth. And Earth is going to die in 5 years. So again, it's like I mentioned earlier when we talked about the previous songs. It's kind of a loose concept. We'll run into a couple of songs that don't necessarily fit into that, but close enough. I mean, we can't. I don't think we should be picky about this.
And right. I think a couple songs back. A couple songs back was Soul Love. And
Yeah.
I think in the lyrics, and I don't have the lyrics pulled up. I wasn't looking at them, but I think although I think the lyrics were, I think it was a lyric video that I was looking at, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so. But I think that he sang something about like soul, like maybe talking about Ziggy, that he's got a lot of soul, and I think it was like soul, I think that's one of the descriptions.
I think it was something about the lights are low. Oh.
It's
So
not
I
about,
don't know.
there's no soul.
I don't know if there's any soul. I don't know. I'd have to look at the lyrics again.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I distinctly heard like soul, and I'm like, oh,
I'm looking now.
Yeah.
Now. Okay.
Go check it out to see if I'm.
All right. You want to put money on this?
Yeah. What the hell? I mean, we'll never. I'll never pay it, but
it's okay. It's a gentleman's bet.
You know what? I'll give you one of my cups of coffee. How's that?
Okay. You just lost a cup of coffee.
There's no soul at all.
There's no soulless.
Soulless. All right.
Well, it could have rhymed, because rock and roll. One of the lines ends with rock and roll, so
maybe
rock and roll.
Well, he was going like oh, so maybe
Right.
I picked up on a soul. All right.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that was a great rendition, by the way.
Thanks. Don't quit your day job, right? All right. So this was cool, man. So you want to tell me what's next? What's up ahead?
On this album?
Yeah.
Oh God. Why are you making it difficult for me? Hold on. Let me see.
I'm holding on.
Hold on. I don't know the album that well. Don't know the order. It Ain't Easy. That's what it's called.
Okay.
The next
It
song.
ain't easy, man. All right.
It's a killer, man.
All right. So that said, I'll take us out, and I'll say, Chris, this was great. This was fun. Really good to sort of revisit with an old friend. So it's a song that I really like. So with that said, Chris, have a good night, and to everyone out there, really hope you enjoyed. I really hope you're enjoying a lot of folks that have like sort of taken this Ziggy Stardust album ride with us. For those who are just jumping onto this one, I'm going to include in the information links down below all the video links for all the other reactions that we've done so far on this album. So go check it out. And with that said, we hope that everyone has a really good night, and we'll see you on the next episode of Into the Music.